board as close as possible to the back of their board. It is good to position the nose of your board slightly to the side of the lead board to avoid contact. To wash right at the side, paddlers can position the nose of their board approximately level with the lead paddler's front handles to take advantage of the bow wave. You should try not to obstruct the other paddler by applying more weight on the closest rail to help steer the board slightly away.
I tell you, this beach will go berserk.
He has never won an Ironman championship in Queensland. Look at him, sit up, have a bit of a drink.
Turning. There are many techniques used in turning, but two simple ones are as follows. For a right turn of less than 45 degrees, enter the right hand in a position wide of the board and pull it towards the board. The left hand enters close to the rails and moves slightly outwards away from the board. While doing this, paddlers should lean their weight on the left-hand side of the board. This raises the right rail, enabling the board to move across the top of the water to the right. For a turn of more than 45 degrees, keep paddling till more than half the board has passed the turning buoy, then commence a turning stroke by placing the inside arm back and the outside arm forward. The hands are then moved outwards, away from the board in an arc, making a shallow turning stroke. Each turning stroke should rotate the board through about 45 degrees. The board can be kept horizontal, or the inside rail can be raised by applying weight to the opposite side of the board. If kneeling, a low body position is necessary for stability.
Something to prove. Denby in 1, Karen Hardy 2, Harley Aitken in 3.
Lie down paddlers use a similar technique to a kneeling paddler, but they can also drop the inside foot into the water.
Karen Hardy for Sydney now coming around the cans. You can see the rope there, making sure she doesn't get hung up. Green,
Chop riding. The quickest way back to the beach is to run with the prevailing chops and swells. To do this, paddlers may take a quick look for chops during the recovery part of the stroke, or wait till they feel the back of the board lift. Once the lift is felt, they should paddle at 100% to catch the chop, and move their weight forward by raising the backside to the highest possible position. This will tilt the board forward at a similar angle to the front of the chop. The paddler may have to constantly adjust their position on the board in order to keep it running on the chop.
Robinson now. Robinson waiting. There he is. Now see, he waited for that run.
Ideally, the board should be paddled in a direction perpendicular to the chop. If conditions necessitate paddling at an angle to the chop, it is much harder to run with it. In this situation, a paddler could get onto the chop at right angles, and once the board has increased in speed, try angling back towards the finishing area. Wave riding. For a normal takeoff, the paddler should point the board at right angles to the wave, paddle at 100%, and don't stop paddling until the board is running down the wave.
Down the face they came on the knees, now they're going to the bellies.
Once on the wave, grab hold of the back handles, then slide back so as to lie with the stomach on the back of the board. You can go down a wave lying down or kneeling up, but lying down is safer, especially for beginners. If the takeoff is late, it is important to lie down and get as far back on the board as possible.
Look at Bait up and Carlin Gilbert down. They come to the face. One's gone. One's gone. Holmes is gone.
If the wave starts to die out, the paddler needs to slide forward on the board. If riding a wave in the kneeling position, keep the hands in the water and the palms forward for balance. When riding the foam, the paddler's legs are kept apart for balance. The board is also steered by the legs. The right leg is pushed out wide to go right, and the left leg is pushed out wide to go left.
Easiest thing to do to keep one of those out of the water.
And it's a dry finish, Darryl. This will be one in the get off the board.
Finishing. The fastest way to get off a board is from the kneeling position. So if you're a lie-down paddler, it would still be better to kneel up at the end of the race. As the paddler approaches knee-deep water, they should start to sprint in order to remain slightly ahead of the wave. The paddler should not attempt to jump off the board until they can see the actual water depth or have some other indication of water depth, such as taking a stroke and touching the bottom. To jump off the left-hand side of a board, the paddler should kneel as far forward as is practical. Place the hands on the rails so that the right hand is behind the knees and the left hand is in front of the knees. To leave the board, the paddler should push off the right hand, jumping forward off the board with the left leg landing in front of the right in a running position. The eyes should now focus on the front left handle, and while using the left hand to lift the left side of the board up, slide the right hand across the board and grab the left front handle. Notice the left hand. It stays in contact with the board during the pickup, slides under the rail and lifts the left hand side of the board. For a lie-down finish, a similar technique is used with the right hand back and the left hand forward. The paddler pushes off the board with the right hand and lands crouched with the feet apart. He then lifts the board with the left hand and grabs the running handle with the right hand.